Okay, I'm giving this another try. My camera cut off on me. Don't do that again, please. This is a video response to Stoked86's, little Yule contest thing. She wanted us to she wanted people to respond talking about their favorite forms of divination, and I'm probably just gonna end up asking a lot more questions than coming up with anything really interesting. But one of the ones that I have tried and liked, and it seems to work okay. I'm like glaring at my camera now. It's never done that before. I was only talking for like 2 minutes and it just cut off on me. It just shut off. There's no reason for it. You hear me, camera? There's no reason for that. I mean, maybe maybe it's because the oracle deck that I use is the Heart of Fairy Oracle by Brian and Wendy Froud. Maybe it's the fairies. I got this. I honestly don't know if you can see it very well. I got this at Borders back when the closing sales were going on. And I've used it a few times. I'm still like getting the hang of it, you know, because I'm new to it. Let me see if and this is one of them. Really don't have any good space to do this, and my camera doesn't focus, so obviously the cards and the book has explanations and different readings you can do. Let me move them out of the way. So, like that. And it kind of gives, like, each one has like these 3 little kind of keywords, and then you read it and it gets more in depth as to what the card means. There's 3 cards that are actually blank, and I haven't read everything in the book, so there might be an explanation somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. Like here's like the last reading that they say you can do, the 3 wishes reading. Things like that. There's an introduction, how to use the cards. There goes another camera. Point and shoot, single use one, so it'll be okay. About the cards, there's at the very end, there's another one, and there's, yeah, here it is, an interview. And I don't know, it's sorry about my face. At least I don't look like Cabbage Patch Elvis, I guess. Yes. So, I've only done a few readings, and I've only done them on myself, so I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing. And I write them down in a book, try and figure out what any of it might mean. A lot of the times, I just pick cards, like, you know, other people when they talk about choosing cards or even runes talk about, you know, you have to kind of like feel for it, and that's what I at least really try to do. I don't know how much of it is actually any sort of like intuition or feeling that I'm getting, or if It's just, you know, it feels heavier on my hand or something. But, yeah. I think I've done, there's a spiral sort of reading, and I did the 3 wishes reading, which was kind of confusing. I didn't really know what it was talking about, but, I don't, oh, it's over there. Okay, never mind. The, spiral, like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if I can find it fast enough. The, one reading you do in a spiral way. That's why it's kind of called the end is the beginning. And it starts, the cards go, it goes 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5, and then 6 is in the middle, and then 7 is underneath the middle. And I think they say that, when you get to 3, you can choose to skip 4 and 5 and just look at 6 and 7, but, like, it helps more if you look at 4 and 5. Number 1 is the beginning of your journey, it says. The second one is the first obstacle or helper. The third one says it oversees the rest of the cards and influences how you look at the rest of the journey and colors the interpretation of, like, all the cards. And it says at that point you can take a straight path down to the center, or you can, and it says, and this is in most cases the wiser choice, take the path that circles on through the next 2 cards. And the 4th card then, if you go that way, says may be a challenge and may block your progress. The 5th one is something that might help to explain what the 4th card was talking about, or it may be a challenge, or it may be an encouragement, you know, that kind of thing. Number 6 is called the heart of your journey. It says this card holds the answer to your question, and you can now interpret it by referring to the cards that have led you here. And 7, finally, is the card that tells you what you need to take back into the world with you as you leave Fairy. And I did that once because I'm like, you know, once in a while, maybe. I've only done it once so far. And it came out kind of scarily accurate. And a lot of the times when I pick, you know, I pick either one card, or sometimes when I look up the meaning and it suggests drawing another one to help explain what that card's talking about, I'll do another one. The last, like, it's always kind of weirdly accurate. Although, and this is a question because I kind of understand what tarot cards do when you draw them and they're reversed, but I wasn't sure if it's the same for oracle cards, because the last time I drew 2, and even when I was flipping through, you can see some of them. I mean, the thief is upside down. You know, I wasn't sure if that then kind of made it like the inverse, kind of in the way that, as I understand it, and I could be wrong, it works in tarot. Because the last time I drew, the first card I drew was the one that trips you up and you might not like it kind of thing, and like if you're not paying attention, it says Fairy sends this card out when you're not paying attention to things. And then I decided to draw a second card, and I drew the hero, only I drew it upside down. And the hero apparently is about, like, unconditional love or something. I was like, well, this is a little... Because I interpreted it as being then the inverse, that the hero says, you know, do this, love, you should be loving unconditionally. And I kind of took it to mean that it was telling me that I wasn't maybe being nice enough to people or something. But I'm not sure, because I don't understand what it means when an oracle card is reversed. But they do seem really, really accurate, and I would kind of really like to try maybe doing readings for people, even if I don't know them, even though, like I said, I'm still like trying to figure out how to use them. And so I might not be very helpful, I guess. I feel like I understand them better than I do tarot. Tarot I find really, really confusing, and I sit there and I'm like, what's going on? I honestly have no idea how much time I have left, so just really, really quick then. I also kind of use runes. I don't really use them, I think, in the way they're supposed to be used, though, I mean, I can look that up online, you know. I probably should. A lot of the time what I do is I just do the thing where, you know, you stick your hand in the bag. The runes say hi. You know, you stick your hand in the bag and you feel what you need to draw. And then I always kind of, if I do that, like sometimes I grab one and I'm like, okay, and then sometimes I grab more than one, I'm like, okay, and then I kind of, because they're in this box, and so if I'm grabbing them, you know, so it doesn't influence how I'm like picking it up or whatever, I kind of like drop it in the box, and inconveniently this one is rune side down. Okay, so that's what it gave me, and I already know that's inverse. They came with these awesome little cards that tell you their name, their meaning, their letter, and on the back it has the meaning, it has what it means reversed, and then it even has the tree. And hey, that's the one that I drew. Tear? I'm guessing. And the reverse, you must believe in your vision and your ability to defend it from adversity if you are to succeed. So, yeah, I kind of use them sometimes, and sometimes they can be, bag, there you are, pretty accurate. But I don't like use them, I think, the way that they were kind of meant to be used, like the Old Norse way, and so I kind of feel a little bad whenever I do use them, because I'm just like pulling them out based on like, this feels right, maybe. So I kind of feel like I should look that up. I did kind of look it up once, and all I can remember off the top of my head is that it was said that you should cast them on a white cloth, which is about as helpful as not at all, I know. So this is just my little video, I guess. I'm not expecting to win, honest. I just thought it would be cool to kind of talk about it. And so, yeah. This is, so far, what I've used, and I like it, and it seems to work pretty well. Although, I'm still getting used to it, still figuring out how to use it. And if anybody knows anything about reversed oracle cards, please let me know. Sorry about my face.